Okay, let's continue. Then the compiler, as I told you, after writing the code, you can click on the compile, and the compiler will check your code. So compiler creates object code and on the disk. Linker links the object code with the libraries. I told you in the last lecture, before starting to write the code, you need to include the libraries. For example, why we are using these libraries? Printf. To use the printf function, you need to include the library. Or if you are going to use a special function, and if they are defined in the libraries, you should include these libraries. And in the linker phase, links the object code with the libraries. Then loader puts program in memory, and here in CPU takes each instruction and executes it, possibly storing new data values as the program executes. So actually this is the phase that we are running the code. First, for us, actually there are three main phases. Edit, that we are writing the code. Then we are compiling the code, checking the errors. And at the last step, we are running the code or execute the code to observe our output. So now we will start with a very simple program. I already showed you some examples in our previous lecture, but now we will go through more details. And in this course, mostly we are going through the codes, observe the codes, and I will try to explain you the codes step by step, then run the codes in the compiler, show you the results, maybe do some other examples, modify the code to show you how it's changing. So we will go like this, and this is the best way to understand this course. You need to go through the codes. You need to take the code, modify it, do some mistakes, try to, fix your mistakes. This is how you learn this course. You need to practice. And also, I told you, this is not a theoretical course. We will mostly focus on the codes. I will open a code, and we will try to understand this code. Okay, let's start from this one. Also, you can go parallel with me. You can copy this code to your program as well. So let's run the code first. As I told you, first click on compile. You need to save the code. I will save it. The name does not matter. So there are no errors, no warnings. Now I can run the code, or you can directly click on this one, compile and run. The compiler and executing will be done in the same phase. As you see, we will see on the screen, hello world. So now let's check the details of this code. This part is actually commenting. This can be done also like this. As you see, it's in a different color, in blue colors. So what is commenting? Commenting is actually for the user. The compiler will not see this one. You just put comments for yourself. For example, if you have a long code or any kind of code, and when you look at after a while, you need to have some comments to memorize it or to remember the code again. Of course, this is a very basic program. You don't need comments. But when you have thousands of lines or hundreds of lines of codes, then you need to have some comments because you can the tasks you did in the program or the algorithm. So it's better to always write comments in each task. For example, you can write here a comment. Same thing in hello world. As I told you, the compiler will not see this comment. This comment is just for yourself. Or also you can write this one. There are two ways. But if you are writing like this, then you need to close it like that. So you can put two dashes like this and write a comment. This is our first program in C language. Or you can open it with this one and close it with that one. I mean, because if you don't close it, you see this line is also now commented. So if you are putting asterisk, you need to close it as well. Any question about that? About the comment? Okay. Then I told you also in our last lecture, first of all, you need to include the libraries. You are going to memorize it, this one, because we are going to always use this standard. How we are doing it, writing include and the library. Also, there are some other libraries, for example, include math.h. This is mathematics library. Inside this library, for example, there are functions like square root, power, and so on. Or there is another library called, this is for more advanced stuff, but we are going to see it later on. .h. And this .h is the extension for the libraries. You know, for example, our codes is in .c. And when you see .h, this means it's a library. So after your main program, first task, you need to include the libraries. For now, we don't need these ones. We will come to that point later on. We just need the standard input-output library because of this printf. Because if you don't include the standard input-output library, then you cannot use printf. I showed you before. If you delete this line and try to run the code, you see, sorry, you will get an error, declaration of field in function printf, because you don't have the library. So before starting your code, first include your libraries, and you will learn it because in every code we are going to include this library will be used for each program. Then we are writing int main, so our main program will be here. Or let's go from here because it's explaining line by line. So on the screen, the output is hello world. Go to details of this code. So this one, text surrounded by this and this is for commenting and is ignored by computer. It's just for the user. You can just see this one. Compiler will not compile it and will not see it. This is just for you to remember your code. Used to describe the program. So you can also write some other comments I showed you. Then include stdio.h, preprocessor directive, tell computer to load contents of header file stdio.h, or in other words, standard input-output functions. For example, printf is one of the standard input-output functions. So without this header, you cannot use printf. And in each program, mostly we are going to use printf because we will write a code, then observe the output. How you are observing the output on the screen using printf. So this means you need to have always this library. Otherwise, your program will give you errors. And what is the libraries actually? This printf is a function. It's a special function to print on the screen. And this printf is already defined inside this function, how it's working. So you don't need to define it again. You can directly call the library, and when you write the printf, it will do the task. So there are some predefined functions like this, like printf, and we are using libraries in this manner. Instead of defining them again, or instead of creating something new, if they are already defined, we are using them from the libraries. Any question?
Doctor, what is the /n beside hello world?
I will come to that point.
Okay.
Because now here we will explain everything step by step. We start from here, then we will come to int main, and when we come to printf, I will explain it to you.
Okay.
Then in each program again, this is actually like a template library. Then you need to open the int main. So your main program should be inside int main. So int main, what is an int main? C program contains one or more functions. One of the functions must be main. I told you that you can also write your own functions. To do a task, you can write a function, but one of them should be the main function. The main code will be here. Your main program will be executed inside the int main. Parentheses used to indicate a function. As you see, for example, when you see a parenthesis, you will understand that it's a function. So this main is a function. This printf is a function. You see, again, there are parentheses. So we will start to each code using, let's also you can tell void main. We will show you later on. But for now, we will write int main and open the braces. So the first braces will indicate that program is started. So braces indicates a block. So block is here, you see. So what does it mean? Your main function will start here and ends here. If you miss one of them, again, you will get a syntax error, for example. You see, in function main, expected declaration or statement add of input. So when you open a braces, or this is when you open a parenthesis, braces, you need to close it. Otherwise, you will get an error. Same here. If you open a parenthesis and forget to close it, again, you will get an error. You see, in this line, we got an error. So this one, we can write a command, start of main function, and this one, end of main function. And as you see, in dev C, or in most of the compilers, when you click on the brace, it will directly show you the end of the brace as well, where you close the brace. So this is how you can track your program. You can see where you start and where you end. Same here, you see, when you click on this one, you see that you open this parenthesis and you close it. For example, if it was like that, and when you click on it, it will not show you. So you will understand that there is a problem. The bodies of all functions must be contained in the braces. So, of course, this is main function, but also we will see it later on when we write our own functions. The function will start with brace and end with brace, and all the body should be inside these braces. Otherwise, again, you will get a syntax error. Then printf, we already covered it also on Monday. Printf functions print the string of characters within quotes like this. You open a parenthesis, close it, and you need to put these dashes. And inside the dashes, you will write what you want. For example, here, you see. Again, if you forget to put dashes, you will get an error. For example, if I write Mustafa Mullah, my name, and try to compile it, I will get an error. You see, Mustafa undeclared, blah, blah. You need to open the dashes like this and close it. Now on the screen, I will see Mustafa Mullah. And all statements must be end with semicolon. So whenever you are defining something, you need to put a semicolon. Otherwise, again, you will get a syntax error. If you miss a semicolon, this is why C program is a bit challenging, because some other advanced programs, for example, I am using MATLAB for my simulations. When I miss a semicolon, sorry, I disconnected, I think. So this is why C program is challenging, because when you miss a semicolon, you will get a syntax error. But in some advanced softwares like MATLAB, I am using it for simulations. When I miss semicolon, it will not give me error. But here, when you try to compile it, again, you see we got an error in this line. So you need to keep in your mind that after each line, to finish this line, you need to put a semicolon. Otherwise, again, it's a syntax error. And /n is the new line character. So what does it mean? So here, as you see, Mustafa Mullah, and let's put a /n. Slash. Or to going the new line.
Doctor,
Yes.
it's case sensitive, right?
Yes, of course. So for example, if you write P like this in printf and try to compile it, you see, again, we get an error. So you need to be careful. Printf should be all lowercase. Int main should be all lowercase. You cannot write int like this. Again, you will get an error. Okay?
Okay.
And as you see, mostly we are using lowercase letters. All of them are lowercase letters. So be careful, don't use uppercase letters. Again, it will be a syntax error. And let's see what is this /n. I told you that it's going for the new line. So when you compile it and run it, you see we will not see it on our output. We just see Mustafa Mullah. We didn't see /n. Because /n is like, you know, when you are writing on the word, when you press enter, you will go to new line. So it's like that. /n, you can think it like enter. So when the program sees /n, we'll go to the new line. So for example, if I write one more printf. Let's say I write like this. My name is /n nulla. So what I am expecting to see, again after printf, put the semicolon. What I am expecting to see on the screen is something like this. My name is, and on the next, so we after /n, we will go to new line. My name is Mustafa Mulla, like this. So this is first line. When the computer sees /n, we'll go to the new line, and we will see Mustafa Mulla in the new line. You see, my name is, then there's a /n. That's why we go to the new line, Mustafa Mulla. Any question about that?
I think it does the same thing if you did not make /n, because every
No.
line is executed in new line.
You will see now. You see, it's not the same. Is this okay?
Yes.
Okay, it's clear.
So
If
this
you-
slash, so this
Teacher.
slash, yes.
If you write my name is /n, and in the same line you
Yes,
type
again,
Mustafa Mulla.
you can do that. I just show you this one as an example, but you can like this as well. Then again, you will see Mustafa Mulla in the new line. If you write like this, the same thing will be happen. Because why is that? When computer sees this /n, we'll open a new line. So it doesn't matter if you printf, if you write a new printf, or if you write it in the same level. Oh, sorry. Sorry, what's happening? Because it will be this one, not this one. Be careful, okay? It will be not that one. You see? So you can do it in two ways. You can write it in the same level like this in one printf, or it's safe to write another printf like I did before. It will be the same word. Is that clear? So basically, when computer sees this /n, we'll go to the new line. That's it. So even though if you write here another printf, the same thing will happen. And if you want to continue, again, you can put one more /n and write another line. Of course, if you need to go to new line. Any question?
No.
Also there is, for example, this is /n. Now I think everyone understands that it's for new line. Also, if you want to put some space, you can write /t. Let's see what will happen with /t. What's the problem? Yes, I
A
forgot.
semicolon. Yes.
Yes, you see, be careful about your semicolon. So what's happened now? My name is, and here put a space, then Mustafa Mulla. So when we go to the new line. When you put /t, it's like tab. You know, when you are writing on the word and put on tab, what will happen? We'll give you some space, right? So /t, you can remember it like tab. So when you press on tab on your computer, what will happen? We give you some space. So these two things are important. We are using them sometimes. /n, we are using it too much. And keep in your mind that if you want to put some space, not go to new line, you can use /t as well. Clear? Let's continue. And by the way, if you are feeling that I am going fast, please stop me and ask me questions. I will gladly answer you. Okay, then what is our last line? It's, as you see, return 0. This is also should be in your template. So include int main, and at the end of your program, if you are writing with int, you need to put return 0. Otherwise, maybe you will not get an error, but it's a logical error. You need, and some compilers, if you miss return 0, will give you an error. I think in dev C, it's not giving an error, but this is the correct form. So this is the correct format. And when I'm checking your codes, I will check if you include return 0 or not. So don't forget, at the end of your code, you should put return 0 before closing your braces. And why we are using this return 0? A way to exit a function. Return 0 in this case means that program terminated normally. So what does it mean? If your program come to this stage, print and compile printf, after that it will see return 0. So when compiler sees 0, we'll understand that there is no problem. So if there is no problem, we'll show you the program on the screen. So we'll execute these lines, and after that see return 0. If return 0 came, the computer understands that there is no computation error. So we'll show you the result. So don't forget, at the end of each program, you need to include this return 0 line. And of course, at the end, right brace indicates end of main has been reached. Left brace to start, right brace to end of the main function. Any question up to now?
Can we use void main instead of int main?
Sorry?
Can we use void main instead of int main?
Yes, it's a bit more advanced, but you can use void main like this, and if you use void main, you will not include return.
Yeah, okay.
But for now, just we will focus on int main because void main is a bit more advanced. We will see it later on, okay? We will come to that point. Okay, here we have some examples. Let's try to do them together. Write a C program which displays your name and surname in 2 consecutive lines. We already did it. Mustafa. And please do it in your computers as well, as an homework or now. Already did it, Mustafa Mullah, and I told you that you can do it like this as well, does not matter. Or also, you can do like this, Mustafa, of course this will be harder, printf, just put a /n, so Mustafa, new line, so these 3 codes are exactly the same.
There is a problem in printf, the second
Yes.
one.
7. Line
Thank
7.
Thank you. Okay, as you see, again, we observe the same result. Why? Because first we print Mustafa, Then we print /n. What is print /n? Go to new line. We go to the new line. Then we print mulla. So these three codes are exactly the same. You can write them in one printf, in two printfs, even in three printfs. Clear?
Sir,
Yes.
what about if we like canceled line 7 and put \n before
Yes, you
mullah,
can do that.
like in the
Yes,
same
you can.
line 9,
Ex-
8?
It will be the same. If you do like this, so what will happen? Mustafa, then here the computer will see /n, go to the new line, and we will see mullah. The same thing will happen. You see?
All right, I got another question. Let's just
Yes.
say if we need to put 3 lines, can I just add \n, \n, \n?
Exactly. That's it. /n. You see?
All right, thank you. Oh yeah, thanks.
So in its /n, the computer will go to a new line. That's it. Okay, clear? Actually, the next example
Yes.
was about that. Write a program which displays the following line. Today is a nice day. And after nights, you see we have one empty line. So as we did in the previous example, in that manner, we will put 2 /n. So let's write it. Even let's do it in one line, so you will see. So today /n. How was it? Is a /n nice day? Yes. And after nice, we have one empty line, so we will put /n day. You see, today is a nice day. And after nice, we have one empty line. So today /n, we go to the new line, is a /n, we go to the new line, nice /n, so /n, we come to here, again /n, we come to the day. Or again, I told you, it does not matter if you write printf, but it will take, you will spend, you will write too many things here, and it's not very good. It's better to write like this.
Sir,
Yes.
what should we do if we want to print /n?
What do you mean?
If we want to print it. So
How
if
this-
we write /n, so it's a new line. But if we want to print it in the program,
I never think about it. I don't know what
You have to put /n.
maybe yes, if you put /n, this can be helpful.
Maybe we can print them separately.
Let's try.
Maybe put the space between the slash and the n.
Yes, you can. Yes, like this maybe, yes. If you do like that.
Semicolon.
semicolon.
We didn't
not-
see slash
No,
this
teacher,
here.
you have to put /n.
/n. Let's try. Yes, as your friend said. If you put /n, then you can see /n on the screen. And
Yes.
I learn a new thing here as well. So I never think about it before. Okay. Let's continue. I think this is enough for printf. As you see, printf is the print on the screen. If you put /n, new line. If you put /t, put some space. Here we have another program. Actually, I gave you an example also in the previous lecture. If you some numbers, add some numbers, do some operation with the numbers. Let's first run the code to show you the result. Sorry about that. Okay. So here what we have, we will have two values. What we are going to try to do, we will have two values, A, B, and we want to add them and save them as sum, as you see here. Sum is equal to A plus B, and print on the screen the sum value. So for example, if you set A is equal to 5, and by the way, we will get these numbers from the user. We will enter it. That's why here we are using scanf. Why we are using scanf? So I will write, or I will enter the numbers for A and B. As you see, they are not defined. So basically what we are going to do, I will write 5, press enter. Then for B, 10, and so what will happen? Sum is equal to 15. So on the screen, we are going to see sum is equal to 15. So let's run the code to show you. Enter first integer, I 5, so just write 5, press enter. So this 5 is now saved inside A. Then enter second integer, I will write 10, press enter. So on the screen, we see sum is equal to 15, 5 plus 10. Of course, now we will go to details of this code. Or in the example here, the first integer, he entered 15, second 26, so sum is 41. So here, what is the key points? Printf is to print on the screen, we already see it. And why we are using scanf? To read the integers, or to take some values from the user or from the computer. These two is very important. So if you want to take some values from the user or from the computer, you need to use scanf. And if you want to print them on the screen, you need to use printf. Now I will show you how we are using scanf. Okay, of course, first of all, I told you before, in C programming, variable declaration is very important. For example, if you are going to use this A and B later on in your program, first you need to define them. For this example, they are integer values, so they are integer numbers. And to define integer values, we are using int. Int means integer. So you can also define them as integer A is equal to 5. So this int declare that this A is an integer number. And if you are going to use some variables later on in your program, in first line, you need to define them. Otherwise, you will get a syntax error. For example, if I forgot to declare this A, what will happen? You see, in this line, in line 6, it will tell you A was not declared in the scope because we didn't define them in the beginning. That's why don't forget to define a variable if you are going to use it later on. Now the problem is fixed. Same for sum. If you forgot to define the sum, then you will get some error here at line 9 because you are using a variable but you didn't define it. You see, sum was not declared in the scope. If you are using a variable, first thing, keep in your mind, you need to declare it with the data type.
Doctor, I have a question.
Yes,
If I use instead of integer float,
yes.
but the answer I know it's gonna be an integer, it will be a problem or?
So your friend is asking, this is one data type, which is integer. Also there is another data type, which is float, if it has a floating point. So what will happen? Integer, we said, what is integers? Like 5, 6, 7, whatever, integer values. And float, like this, a is equal to 5.5. If there is a floating number, b is equal to 7.8. And if you define it as float and try to print it as integer, what will happen? Instead of 5.5, you will print on the screen 5. Instead of 7.8, you will print on the screen 7. So it will be not a syntax error, but you will get a wrong result. You got my point? So if it's a floating number and you define as integer, or let's say you define integer a is equal to 5.5. So the computer will see it as 5. We'll ignore the floating point. So you will not get syntax error, but it will be a logical, or you will get a wrong result. Clear?
Can you run it with float and then write the integer?
Yes. Look, guys, I didn't come to that point yet, but this percentage D represents that you will get an integer value. Okay? So as you see, we write float, but we are getting an integer value. So a problem occurred here. But if I take it F, okay, now let's do it. This is still a bit detailed. I don't want to go to that one, but to show your friend, I am getting a float value. Let's say 5.5, 5.5, 5.6.
The sum is still
Yes, because it's an integer, right? So you should do it F as well. Now it's okay. But what I want to tell you is this one. You can define int sum, okay? So now we are entering two float values and result will be integer.
Sir, I got a question.
Yes.
Let's just say if we already declared the variables that we have, like let's just say a equals to 5.
Yes, you
And
can
then
do that.
yeah, and then the user puts something else on scanf. Which one would the program read? The one that we gave it, or the user gave?
The last one. The last one, what you did. For example, if you gave it here, then here in this line, if you got another number, then it will be updated. Because program will work in this way. Start from here and goes line by line. So if you here say a is equal to 5, then get another number, the a value will be updated in the memory. Clear? So it depends on which one you are executing the first.
Will it be changed on the fourth line, or it will be the same?
I mean, for the scanf, is it gonna be like, let's just say the user put we have it as 5. We declared it as 5, and the user put, let's just say 9. For on the screen, it's going to be 9, right?
Yes, because here you set 5, right?
Yes.
Then scanf, you are taking another value. So the computer will update this value. A will be updated as 9. 5 will be not stay
Okay.
there. Okay. So
Yeah,
the
okay.
last execution is this. But of course,
Well-
if you first take the scanf, then write A is equal to 9 or A is equal to 5, then the opposite will be happened. Okay. So
Will it be
execution.
changed in the main code? Will it be changed in the main code? Instead of a equals to 5, it will be a equal to 9? Or it will stay the same?
It will change. You will let me show you. Okay, so let's say int a is equal to 5, okay? Or even I can do like this. A is equal to 5. Does not matter. What's the problem? This one, sorry. I need to close these screens. Okay, so what we said, we are going to write a is equal to 5 and try to get it from the user. So now you see a is equal to 5, but I will write 9 and 6 and I got 15. If a stayed the same, I should get 5 plus 6, 11. But in this line, because I get another value for a is updated. Because in that line, a is equal to 5. This is saved in your computer. But in this line, because you entered a is equal to 9, so the a value is updated. Clear?
Yes.
So the
Yes,
last
sir.
execution is the important point. Okay, let's continue. Okay, we set scanf to get the values, but let's check the details about it or integer. So first of all, declaration of variables. Variables locations in memory where a value can be stored. So you are storing some values. That's why when you stored 5, then after that you stored 9, but 9 is there because you update the value. You stored another value for a. So this is actually to creating a memory in your computer as a, b, sum. Int means the variables can hold integer numbers without floating point, -1, 3, 0, 47. And these are the variable names. It's up to you how you're defining them. So in this example, it is a, b, and the sum. Identifiers consist of letters, digits, cannot begin with a digit, and underscores. They are case sensitive again. If you are defining a lowercase a and try to execute something with uppercase a, you will get a syntax error. These are also case sensitive. So the uppercase and lowercase a are different. When you define like this a and this a is different. They will be stored in somewhere else in your computer.
Hujam, I have a question.
Yes.
Why did you write scan and %d? Yani, is
Okay,
it necessary?
Yes, I will come to that point because you need to memorize it. For integer values, you need to write %d. For float values, you need to write %f. So this means you are storing an integer value to a. Clear?
Yes, yes.
But now we will also explain scanf. I will tell you that. Declarations appear before executable statements. If an executable statement references an undeclared variable, it will produce a syntax error that I showed you. If you don't define a variable, then try to execute it, then you will get an error. It will tell you that A or B is not declared in the scope. Okay, next. So scanf, I told you, scanf to get some values from the user. Obtains or reads inputs a value from the user. Scanf uses standard input, usually keyboard. So as you see, I am writing some numbers to the keyboard and pressing enter to put the value to the computer or to the program. This scanf statement has two arguments, as you see here. Has two arguments. One of this one and this one, and we are separating them with a comma. So the first one, the percentage D, yes.
If I use scanf function and the user has entered the like text, how would the code react?
Let's try and see. You see?
So I will not
will stop
error.
there. You will not get error, syntax error, but in the output you will not get a result as well. To get character, it's actually %C. We will see later on. So for the characters, you need to use %C. Okay. But for now on, they are details still. Because up to chapter 3, we will mostly deal with integer values. So for now on, just keep in your mind, for integer values, you will put %D. For float values, you will put %F. That's it. And we define A as an integer value. That's why we are writing %D. So %D indicates data should be a decimal integer. Then you are writing and A. You need to memorize it again. For example, here I want to keep the value of A. So what I am going to do? First, I am checking the data type of A. It is integer. That's why I am writing %D, putting a comma, then int A. Int A means actually the address of A. So you are storing some value to the address of A. But you don't need to go to details. You just need to know that if you want to store something on A, you need to write inside the scanf int A. And A, as I told you, it's the address in memory to store variable A. This AND operand is confusing in beginning. For now, just remember to include it with the variable name in scanf statement. That's it. It's actually the address operand, mostly in the pointers in the last chapter. We are going to do, we will cover some details about this AND. But for now, just remember that if you want to store something with scanf, you need to write AND and the variable name. Otherwise, again, if you miss it, we didn't get an error, you see. But I press 5 and the computer
Can you use something other than 5?
Yes, of course. I can put anything I like.
No, I mean, no. Keep the A equals to 5 and then remove the and use another value.
When you remove the AND, nothing will change. This will happen. The computer will stop work. 5, you see, it will not give you any result.
I mean because it's already A is equal to A, because if you change
but I remove it now.
Yeah.
No, it's like this. You see 5, the computer will not continue. Because in this stage, there is a problem. And as you see, there is no syntax error. The computer is not giving you syntax error. So be careful. Sometimes you miss such things like and you will think that where I did the mistake, why this program is not working, blah, blah. This kind of errors are the most difficult ones because it will not show you on the here. The errors will not show you. So don't forget, put an AND. Or for example, if I missed it here, what will happen? This time I will get the A value, but in the B value, the computer again, the compiler will stop. Let's see. Enter first integer, 9, I put 6, again you see, it will not proceed to the nave line because of this stage. So always in scanf, if you want to store some values, don't forget to put end. Clear? Any question about
No.
scanf? Okay, when executing the program, the user responds to scanf statement by typing in a number, then pressing enter key. As I told you, you can try it as well. Just you will press some number, and when you press enter, the computer will save the data in the memory. Okay, then assignment operator assigns value to a variable. So for what we did up to now, let's delete this one. We define our variables. Here, let's say we got A is 9. So I enter 9 and press. And of why we are seeing on the screen, enter first integer, because I write printf, enter first integer. So printf, it's always like this. If you want to take some values from the user, you do like that. You will write enter first integer using printf. Then under the printf, you write scanf. So you store the A value. So let's say we stored A is equal to 9. Then again, we print on the screen, enter the second integer. Using scanf, we stored the B value. Let's say we stored B is equal to 5. And here we will add them. So actually what is happening here? You add this 9 and 5, you see A, and it is like this. It's right to left. So first you do the right operation, right hand side operation in this, I mean right hand of this equal operand. So you do here A plus B and assign this value to the sum. So first what you did, we do A plus B. What is A plus B? It is 9 plus 5, which is 14. And after that, you assign this 14 value to sum. So sum will be saved or updated as 14. This is very important because sometimes you might confuse which side you are going to do the first. Always we will do the right side. So always we will do this operation and assign it to the left. So we will do A plus B, assign this value to the sum or save it inside the sum. Assigns a value to variable, the equal operand, is a binary operator, has two operands, so sum and A plus B. So what's happening? Sum gets A plus B. As I told you, you will assign the right side to the left. Variable receiving value on left. So this is receiving the value. Do the operation, assign it to the left.
So if I type the A plus B equal to sum, I get wrong.
Exactly. If you want, let's try. You see, we get an error. Expected initializer before sum.
No, teacher, because you forgot a comma in line 4. Line 4. Yes, A, B, comma.
But again, I think we will get an error. You see?
Yes. That's good.
Value recurred as left operand of assignment. You see? Because left should be assigned, not right. That's why you need to write sum is equal to A plus B. So do your operations on the right side, not left, or you will get again a syntax error. Or sometimes maybe you will not get syntax error, but a logical error, so be careful about it. Each program acts like this. Also, if you want to understand a program, you need to do like this. You need to go line by line. So the program will start from here and goes line by line. And I will also show you later on as well like this. I will show you step by step how the program is working. Goes line by line and right to left. That's it. And at the end, what we are doing after here, now we have our sum value, which is 14. We are going to print it on the screen. Like scanf, how we are doing in scanf, we write %d, and this %d represents the integer value, right? Printf, if you want to print some integer value, it's the same. So when you write sum is equal to %d, this %d indicates an integer value. And you see, we write this one before how we were writing it, just dashes like this. But now what we did, sum is equal to %d, comma, we write sum. So what does it mean? This %d indicates this sum value. So here what we are going to see, the 14. Why? Because sum is equal to 14. So this %d indicates an integer value, which is the sum value. Is that clear? So %d indicates this sum. I will show you also some more examples here. Similar to scanf, %d means decimal integer will be printed. So what is the decimal integer for this case? You put comma and write sum. So the decimal integer here is sum. But be careful, as you see in scanf, because students are confusing in that one. In scanf, we are using AND, but if you want to print some value in the printf, we are not putting AND, because this AND is address operand. Again, you will not get an error, but you will see the address of sum. I can show you. If you put here AND, you will not see 14, but you are going to see the address of the sum value. For example, 9, 5, you see 6, 4, 8, blah, blah, blah. So this is actually the address in the memory, the address of the sum. That's why be careful, don't put AND to the sum in the printf. In scanf, we are using AND. In printf, we are directly writing the variable that we want to print. 40. Any question about that? Okay, means integer value will be printed. Sum specifies that integer value will be printed. So basically, this %d represents the sum. Calculations can be performed inside printf statement. Yes. So instead of here, you see we write sum is equal to a plus b. You can directly write it here as well, like this, a plus b. So this actually here, what's happening again? This %d is a plus b. And 5, again 14. Any questions? Or for example, if you want to show all the steps, let's say we want to show what is a value. And the b value. And this, or let's do them together. The a value, b value, and the sum. So what I need to do here, it's going in order again. So a is equal to %d. This is for the a value. So I need to put here a. Then comma, this one, the second one is for the b, and the last one is for the sum. You see, A is equal to 9, B is equal to 5, and sum is equal to 14. Of course, it's all about your imagination. You can also write A plus B is equal to percentage D. So A is 9, B is 5, sum is equal to A plus B, which is 14. So inside here,
Doctor, if you put and behind the A and B on line 11, sum is equal to and A plus and B. In the execution, in the compile, it will show you that A like sum is equal to 9 plus 5 equals 14.
what do you mean by and? Here.
No, behind the A and behind the B.
Here.
No, to the left. After the equal sign of sum.
Okay.
Yeah, here. Okay,
What-
if you put atlas for the atlas here and behind the B,
No,
when you compile it,
it will show you just atlas like this. That's it. On the screen, you will see this like that.
okay, how can I, for example, if I want to show sum is equal to 9 plus 5 is equal to 14.
Okay, you will just write. You can write like this, or sorry.
You have to say percentage D and percentage D, then try A.
Yes, again,
percentage,
yes, exactly.
Yes.
Or let's do like this directly. So sum is equal to percentage D plus D is equal to percentage D. So the first one, it's in order. The first one, this one is for A. The second one is for B. And the last one is for sum. So what we are expecting to see,
Okay.
A plus B is equal to sum. So 9, 5, you see, 9 plus 5 is equal to 14. Clear?
Okay, yeah.
So you can change it anything like this. Just the order is important. The first one. Second one, and the last one. Okay?
Sir, what will happen if we if we did it as A sum B, like on you said the order is important for it, but
Yes.
let's just say if we made a mistake and put A sum and B, and like let's just switch the A and the B and sum.
So you will
Yes,
see
this is what I
here,
mean.
You will see here sum. Here you will see B. So what we will see at the end. So
I
we
mean,
said
will it give us 14
A
as
is
well?
no. A is equal to 9. Actually, the operation will be correct, but how you print it is wrong. Because A is 9, B is 5, right? And sum is 14.
So you're saying that it's gonna be 9 plus 14 equals
So
5?
what will happen here in the printf? Now I am writing the printf. So this one is for A, right? Sum is equal to what is A? It is 9 plus the second one is for the sum for this case. What is sum?
14.
14 equal to B, which is 5. So you will see like this. The operation will be correct, but how you print it will be wrong. This is just for printing. You will not do any operation here. Okay? To show on the screen. So it will not change your results.
But it will give a logical error, right?
Exactly.
Okay.
Sir,
Yes.
how about if we start and say B, then A, then sum? What will happen?
It does not matter. You will just see instead of 5, 9. You can do like this.
On the print.
So if B is 5, you will see 5.
It's actually
9.
won't give us the
See 5, B.
the logical error again.
Oh.
It's not logical. It doesn't matter like this.
Yeah.
Because
Okay.
if you know in summation, if you change the position of A and B, it will not affect your result.
But if it was product, no,
Yeah,
actually.
again, it will not change. If it division, yes.
And for the minus, yeah, for the subtraction, it would be.
Exactly. So be careful about the order. So, always put in order. First one, second one, like this. Okay?
Okay.
Any other question about this one? Okay, let's continue. Okay, let's do some examples. Writes a C program which calculates and displays the addition of integers 7, 8, and 14. This is very easy because we already do it for 2. We will just define one more variable, which is C. So A, B, C. And here, okay, we got the A value, we got the B value, we need to get the C value as well. Oh, sorry, but okay, here we don't need the scanf because the values are already given to you, 7, 8, and 14. So we will say A is 7, B is 8, and C is 14. Then sum is equal to A plus B plus C. And again, if you want to do like this, you will add one more percentage D here. So A, B, C, and the sum. A, B, C, and the sum. Seven plus 8 plus 14. The result is 29. 15 plus 14 is 29. Clear? Of course, you can get these values again using scanf. But in the example, it was already giving you the initial values, so we didn't use scanf.
Okay, doctor.
Yes.
You said about the return 0. It means that you will not return. You will not have a integer in return. Why do we use return 0 now?
Because this indicates that program ended successfully. That's it. It does not affect your program.
Oh, okay.
Just the compiler, when compiler come to that stage, understand that it's done. The program is successfully compiled.
Yeah.
Okay. Example 4. Write a C program which asks to user to enter 3 integer numbers and outputs the sum of these 3 numbers. Again, we did it. Something more here. Let's take the C value. Then, of course, this sum will be changed. A plus B plus C. Again, if you want to show it here, you will say percentage D and AB. You should add here C.
And in line 12, we change it to the third integer.
Sorry?
In line 12, printf enter the third
Yes,
integer.
yes, this one to show on the screen, we need to do it third. Yes, you are right. Let's say 10, 56, and 14. 10 plus 56 plus 14, it is 80. Also, let's do multiplication. So this is for addition, right? So how is the multiplication?
You'll put a star instead of
Exactly, asterisk.
addition.
Let's say mult for multiplication. Here what we are going to do, mult is equal to A, then this asterisk indicates the multiplication. A, B, and C. And also let's print it on the screen as well. So printf multiplication. If you want to show it in the same way, what we are going to do like this. But here, of course, this will be multiplication is equal to same as here. But of course, instead of sum, need to write mult. Because now I want to show on the screen this multiplication. Let's say 2, 3, 4. So the addition is 9, multiplication is 24. 2 times 3, 6 times 4, 24. Clear? Of course, you can do each operation as well, but this is 3 now, to subtraction and division will be harder. That's why I'm not doing it.
Can you scroll up a little bit?
Here?
Yeah. Scroll up.
Yes.
Okay.
By the way, I write it like this, but this can be here as well. Does not matter. This can be like that as well. Yes.
That's it. Okay. It's fine.
You were going to ask this one.
Yeah.
It does, guys. You can separate the variables with a comma, or you can like them separately like this as well. Does not matter. But of course, with this one, you will use too many lines, so we don't prefer it. So if they are the same data type, it's better to separate them with a comma. But you can also go to a new line and write integer, b, c, whatever. Also here, you can write like this, int a is equal to 5. You will initialize it directly. Forget about the scanf. Or you can go to new line and write a is equal to 5. It's directly the same. But if you want to save from the space of your program, it's better to do them in the same line. Any question? Okay, let's go. As we see, I already did one example. Arithmetic calculations. Use asterisk for multiplication, and this one for division. Integer division transcribes the remainder. That's what I was trying to tell you. For example, if you have integer values, let's do division for 2, for example. And let's say division. Let's divide a by b. To define a as well. This is div. Div. Okay.
You forgot semicolon.
Where?
After the printf.
Yes, I put it. Okay. So for example, let's put first 6 for A, 2, 4. So as you see, A divided by B, 6 over 2, it is 3. But what will happen if there is a floating point? For example, 6 over 4. We are expecting to have 1.5, but we defined the division as an integer. So what will happen? The floating point will be removed. Just the integer part will left. Let's see. For example, 6, 4. You see, normally 6 over 4 is 1.5. But we defined division as integer value. So what's happening? So what we find division, normally we need to find 1.5 because we defined as integer. How computer is acting is removing this floating part and will give you the result, just the integer part, which is 1. Clear? That's why you will not got a syntax error, you will not got any error, but your result will be wrong. So be careful about it. To fix this, you need to define the division as float number. Okay?
Doctor, I can't understand something.
Why? What you understand?
The printf down, the
Yes.
commas, the A, B, and C, it's just to define the percent.
Exactly. This means integer value. And what is this integer value?
Yeah,
It
A,
is
B,
A.
and C.
Exactly.
Oh, okay.
So you write them in order. So this percentage G just indicates that there is an integer number. And here you are putting the integer value there. Okay?
Okay, thank you.
Operator precedence. So, you know, there are some priorities in the operations. For example, multiplication, division, parentheses will be done first. And after that, summation, subtraction, and so on. Also in computer programs, this is very important. Some arithmetic operators act before others. Like in algebra, you do first multiplication, division, then subtraction and addition, right? So same. Multiplication before addition. Use parentheses when needed. This is a very common logical error. Find the average of 3 variables. Normally what we are going to do, add 3 variables divided by 3. But if you do like this, how computer acts, because they are not intelligent as us. So what they do, first they do this one, because this is their priority. They will do first multiplication and division. So the computer first do this task, do C over 3, then the additions, which is A plus B plus C over 3. So you will get a logical error. So to avoid that, don't forget to use parentheses, because computer always do first the parentheses. So when you write it like this, A plus B plus C, computer will do inside the parentheses, then divided by 3. But in this one, as I told you, computer will do this one first, C over 3, then the additions. So you will get wrong result. And this is the priority list. Sorry. This is the operations. So addition is directly plus. So algebraic expression, it is plus. Again, in C, it is plus. Subtraction, minus, like this, same. Multiplication, as we discussed before, it is asterisk. Division is the same. Modulo, sometimes we are going to use it. What is modulo? It's the remainder part when you divide two numbers. For example, when you say when you say 5 mod 2, what does it mean? What is the remainder when you divide 5 over 2? What is the remainder? It is 1. Yes. And in C, how we are showing it? With percentage symbol. So when you say R percentage S, this means R modulo S. So when you divide R by S, what is the remainder? Later on, we are going to use it because in some applications, modulo is very useful. For example, to detect even numbers, odd numbers, prime numbers. Mostly we are using modulo. These are the basic operations, and this is the priority list. Told you first in a program we will do the parentheses operation, evaluate it first. So before everything, first parentheses will be evaluated. If the parentheses are nested, the expression in the inner pair is evaluated first. For example, if it is like this, A plus B multiplied by D, then E over this one. So first the inner parenthesis will be done. So this one, A plus B, then the multiplication, then the division. If there are several pair of parentheses on the same level, they are evaluated left to right. So it means this one. Imagine you have this one, then A plus B plus C, then plus C multiplied by D. So what will happen? First, you will do this one because they are in the same level. So we should start from left to right. First this one, then this one, and last this one. After the parentheses, then multiplication, division, and modulo evaluated second. If there are several, again they will be evaluated left to right. So if you have like this, A, B, D plus D, F minus U. So again, what will happen? Multiplication, division first, then the addition and subtraction. So and it will be left to right. So first multiplication, then the division, after that this multiplication, and again addition and subtraction left to right. Addition, subtraction, this is the last. If there are several, they are evaluated left to right, as I show you here. There are two addition and subtraction. So first this one, then this one. But of course, after the multiplication. And if there are parentheses, first parenthesis, then multiplication, division, and the last subtraction and addition. And they are all executed left to right. Any question? This information is important when we are doing some logical. For example, you are sure that your program is working okay, but in your calculations there are something wrong. So this might be the problem. Maybe you are doing some operation wrong. Okay, I think it is enough for today. I will not go to the if. We can do it next week. Any question up to now?
So I would like to ask a question.
Yes.
On the division part, on the code that we are expressing, I declared division as a float, but it still gives the answer as a 1.
Yes,
not 1.5.
You need to define the variables as float as well.
Oh, okay.
To try like this, okay? Any other question?
So
No
where can I
attendance for
find the
today.
slides?
Sorry? Okay, I will take the attendance now.
Sir, where can I find the slides?
It's
The
in
file.
lms.emu edit here. If you know it, it's
Oh, okay.
Distance Education System, Moodle.
Okay.
If you go to there, let me show you. Just click on our course. And it's there, course description. Now we are in chapter 1, chapter 2, and all the files are already uploaded there, okay?
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Let me take the attendance. I will call your name one by one and click on the list. So I will directly put it to the portal. You can track your attendance from the portal. Whenever I read your name, you can leave. Ervanur Kaya.
Yes, teacher.
Please say present.
Say present.
Hasan Salah. Hasan Salah. Not present. Barış Yeral.
Yes, sir, I am here.
Mustafa Melih Toslak.
Present.
Mustafa Arkınel. Mustafa Arkınel. Not present. Mert Taner Salim.
Yes, teacher.
Mert Taner.
Yes.
Okay. Ekin Ejderoğlu.
Yes, teacher.
Present. Turki Ali bin Huvail. Turki Abdullah Huvail. Not present. Asem Yahya Ali Abd. Asem Ali Abd. Not present. Ammar Muhammed Abdurrahman. Ammar Muhammed Abdurrahman. Not present. Didem Fatma Ateş.
Yes, sir.
You are Didem, right?
Yes.
Okay. Ali Çetiner.
Here, sir.
Doğukan Birdal.
Here, sir.
Hüseyin Eren Mert.
Here, sir.
Emre Özkaya.
I'm here, teacher.
We have too many Turkish this semester. Sultan Akcansoy.
Here, teacher.
Or maybe Cyprios, I don't know, because of pandemic. Oyal Aktaşlı.
Here, teacher.
Mustafa Hacet.
I am here, sir.
Birkan Uyar.
I'm here.
Mustafa Bolat.
Here, teacher.
Ergül Amca.
I'm here, teacher.
Kürşat Berk Alkan.
Here, sir.
Tamanazar
Here,
Alobadi. Okay.
Here, sir.
Muhammed Abu Soba. Muhammed Abu Bakir Abu Soba. Not present. Hamza İsa Otman. Hamza İsa Otman. Not present. Al Mahdi Abdullah Suvan.
Present.
Muhat Hamayun.
Yes, I'm here, sir.
Who is the other one? Muhammed Fatih Ibrahim.
Present.
I'm here, teacher. Muhammad Abu Sabah.
Muhammed Abu Soba.
Yes.
Okay, I click you. Muhammed Mozarahi.
Present.
Abu Bakr Sahabi. Abu
Yes,
Bakr Sahabi. Osama Baradem.
Yes, teacher.
Münebah El-Kitani. Münebah.
Present.
Okay.
Present.
Tanya Kanyuchi. Lantva Sinakola Dilamani.
Present.
Okay. Ahmet Muhammed. Ahmet Nasareddin Muhammed.
Yes, I'm here.
Okay. Salem Muhammed. Salem Muhammed Salem. Not present. Yusuf Al Sayed. El Rembali. Yusuf El Sayed. Not present. Sharif Al Sharif. Sharif Essam Al Sharif. Not present. Merve Güneyhan.
Here. Here.
Abdullah Kiaris.
Present.
Raymond Stephen. Raymond Inalekwu Stephen. Not present. Blessing Mac.
Present.
Abbas Fakih.
Present, sir.
Obina Charles. Obina Charles. Not present. Muhammed Alabar.
Present.
Bryce Leke. Leki. Bryce, not present.
Doctor, I didn't hear my name.
Who are you? You are Infe or?
Hassan Salah.
You are Infe student?
Yes.
Okay, I didn't call Infe yet. Now I am calling them. Mihriban Özdemir.
No, teacher, not here.
I'm here.
Okay, I will check. Utku Yavaş. Utku Yavaş, not present. Grace Ojo.
I'm here, sir.
Okay. Let me check you. Can you write your student number from the chat?
Okay, one minute.
And for the others, you can leave.
Thank you, doctor.
See you guys. I am checking for you. It's Hassan Salah.
Yes, hocam.
Okay, I click you.
Thank you.
See you. Bye bye.
Teacher, I have one question.
Yes, I'm listening.
Yes, I didn't attend the first lecture. Can you, is it recorded or where can I find it?
Yes, I think it is recorded, and I didn't take any attendance for the first lecture.